to spice up your listening?
Hello, everyone. Good evening. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining me. We'll be starting our session in a few. Thank you. Let's just wait for the rest of the team to join us and we'll be able to kick off.
Smart Shuffle can weave in song recommendations. Invite your friends to create and add to shared playlists, skips, and repeats. Tap the banner to learn more.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Can you all hear me?
Good evening to you.
Mic check, mic check. Do you hear me?
Yeah, you can hear you.
Okay, very good, very good. Let me just confirm. Okay, awesome. Happy to have all of you on the call. Thank you so much for joining the session. Today, we are privileged to have uh, a very wonderful and talented gentleman on the call. This is Mr. John Baptist, and I hope you guys are excited to hear from him. He has quite a lot to share with us, and I'm going to be guiding our discussion this evening. I'll be I'll be asking him a couple of questions, and of course, he'll have some really good answers for us. These questions have been put together, and they're basically in line with the theme, which is having a builder's mindset. What are those things that you need to do or you need to know for you to grow a skill set as a developer through building of projects? So today it's going to be it's going to help you understand what you need to know or what you need to start using so that you are on the right track and also help you grow your skill set as a developer. So before I invite him, I would like to just give a brief introduction about our speaker this evening. So our speaker this evening, as I mentioned, is John Baptist. Okay. He's a full stack developer. And of course, he's an educator and also a founder and CEO of Desishub. He's very much known for really good content online, especially LinkedIn and YouTube, developer content that is aimed to help developers like you grow your skill set. His content is pretty much focused on product development, and I don't know if any of you has got a chance to watch some of his videos or even just follow his content on his social media platforms. It's really good to see that through his years of experience, he's been very much concerned about the developers as well, those that are aspiring to become developers. So it's not just about him developing products, but then also helping those people that are aspiring to become developers learn the skills, but learn them through a practical approach, a project-based approach. So this evening, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to hear from him. But before we get to ask him the questions, I would like him to say a word or two before we jump into today's discussion. Mic check. John, can you
Thank
hear
you
me?
so Yeah. Thank you so much, Roland. I'm so much grateful to be here, guys. I'm so much grateful. Thank you and the Council Code for organizing this event. And I'm so grateful to be here. And I think tonight you're going to learn a lot. We are going to share a lot. And sharing is one of the things I like most. And the good part of me, I share a lot. So to be here is my privilege. And I think the session will be going great. And thank you so much for preparing it. And I'm looking forward to also delivering to your expectations.
Awesome. All right. Thank you so much. So before we jump into the questions, I would like to hear from you, the audience, this evening. What are some of your expectations? So I would allow maybe three people. Let's hear from three people. What are your expectations from this session? Because of course there are going to be questions and this will guide our discussion with Mr. John, but would like to know from you, what are some of those questions or what are some of those expectations you have from this session? So feel free to use the emojis at the bottom. You can just raise your hand like I have done, and then we'll get to hear from you. So three people? Feel free to raise your hand and share with us your expectation from this particular session. Any three people?
We can just speak, I think, like
We can
some
pick.
people, some people fear to volunteer.
Okay. All right. So I'll start with you, Eric. Eric Senabulia. What's your expectation from this session?
Good evening. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, I'm honored to be part of this session, and my main expectation is getting to hear like what it is like in the field, because some of us are undergoing the lessons, but every now and again we see a lot of changing trends, and at times we might feel unsure. At times we might feel unsure. For example, now there are many language models that can do basic, let me say basic front end work. And when we are studying, it can reach a time, and I mean, some of them can produce work that might challenge your current level of skill. However, I would like to part of my expectation is getting to hear what it is like there in the field. Yes, all these language models might be flattering, but when on ground they can't compete with us. Like, yes, they exist. Yes, they are maybe they are made for marketing reasons, but or perhaps they just make our work faster, and we are supposed to look at them as tools for better delivery or not competitors. I don't know. That's basically my expectation here, is to get an overview of what it is like there in the field. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for that. I'm also very eager to hear what John has to say about that, because I think it's one of those questions that everyone always asks, even those that are just starting out, why do we even have to learn how to code? Does it really make sense, right? So I hope you're ready for that one, John. Any other? Let me actually pick. I was told to pick. Let me pick a lady. Florence.
Yeah.
It's like I knew she was going to raise her hand. Yes, over to you, Florence.
Thank you, Lily. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Yeah, so one of my expectations, since today we are hearing from the senior and all of that, so one I'm expecting to hear or learn about why actually we have to build many projects, because of course as junior I will talk on my behalf. As a junior developer, we develop projects, but like the purpose, the portfolio, that portfolio building, the skill set, how does it like correlate to the work environment and all that, and why do we need to have that consistency in building, yeah.
Okay, thank you so
Projects.
thank you so much. So why do we need to have that consistency in building projects, creating a portfolio? Okay, that's good. That's good. Let me take one more person. Is that someone that would like to volunteer to share their expectation before I pick? Okay, another lady. Yes, Gillian, over to you. You're muted. Okay, go ahead.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Hello, good evening.
I'm honored to be here, and it was a pleasure that Council Code remembered me after even studying with them. So, what I'm expecting to learn or to grasp from this session is that I'm currently studying both front end and back end. but what are the main languages that are marketable, and how can I build like maybe apps or solutions that align with SDGs, and how can I monetize them in Uganda?
Okay, so what technologies and how can you monetize the tools or products you've built?
Yes,
Okay.
because currently
Mm.
on building a farm management system, but how can I monetize it? Like the money mindset. I have to reach the money economy,
Mm.
despite the fact that I'm a junior developer, but I have to have that money mindset also. I don't have to build something and I store it. I want to hit the market. I want to be like, let me give an example. Oracle, maybe the Facebooks, maybe the Meta, maybe the WhatsApps. How can a developer have that money mindset, be it in building and putting out products?
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for that. That's also a good one. Of course, we need the money. So we'd also like to hear from John. How can we get to the money? How can we get, she mentioned money economy. Okay, great. So I think those are really good expectations. I'm happy that you guys have expectations. I'm always reminded by a piece of advice I got from someone. Whenever I go into a room or whenever I visit or even attend any event, don't just enter for because everyone else has clicked the link and is attending. Have an expectation. Because if you join at the room or if you attend an event with an expectation, you're going to lean into the conversation, you're going to look for that thing you are expecting to learn, and you'll actually find that session beneficial. But if you have no expectation, it wouldn't be really helpful for you. And of course, you need to make sure that the time that you have, you utilize it to the best or to the fullest, really. Okay, so guys, we now jump into the Q&A with John. John, I hope you're ready. I don't know if would you want to have your video on so I could perhaps spotlight you as you go through the conversation?
I'm not sure if my current setup will manage, because I always like to use my microphone, which is on the laptop, and the laptop's camera, I'm not sure about it, like how good or how bad it will be. I don't know. Am I in the view right now?
Yes, that is actually very okay.
Is it okay?
Yes, we can see you. Maybe just one more person. Do you guys see him? Just a thumbs up if you can see John. I personally can see you. Yes, we can see you. Great. So I'm just going to
Oh,
spotlight,
okay.
spotlight you now for everyone, and we can jump into that Q&A. Now, of course, the Q&A is not like an interview. Why I want a Q&A is for, of course, for all of us to get to pick a lot from you. And yeah, allow us to start from getting to understand you as John Baptist. You could just share about your journey, about yourself also, perhaps, about your journey and how you got into tech, what led you into tech, and what also led you to focus on to teaching as you build real-world products. So yeah, over to you.
Thank you so much. I'm so much, as I said, I'm so much and glad to be here and share with you this evening. And I'm just going to start by sharing my journey. It might not be the way you guys may expect, but my background is agro-processing engineering. So 2018, I finished in agro-processing engineering at Wisdom University. And I started even a company in agro-processing in 2019. So I had I had no plans in any way to do anything to do with tech, you know. So to move fast forward, the company failed terribly in 2019 due to, I think, as you know, our curriculum and you know the campus, it is not skill based. So you just go, you have a lot of knowledge in a lot of things, but when it comes to practicals, I was also lacking like all others after leaving campus. And this, mind you, this is a mechanical engineering, you know, field I had done. So due to failure to have the enough skills, it prompted me to, you know, I had a friend who connected me to Nairobi, and I'd not gone there to learn IT in any way. I'd gone there actually to learn mechanical work, specifically welding, you know, machine work. That was the field I was so much interested in. So when I reached in Nairobi, life was very hard, extremely hard. We slept in garages, repairing stuff, and things didn't go as I planned. When I reached in Nairobi, I found the work was so manual. It was, you know, using a lot of physically engaging in welding, cutting, and I was like, this is not what I thought it would be. I would be designing things, you know. I started to be doing something maybe more important than that. So as I was waiting for my friend who had taken me had come back to Uganda, I was like, let me go to a cafe. Since I have my bachelor's in engineering, let me print out some stuff and I go and I take it, you know, to apply some jobs in companies. So after reaching at that cafe, so back at the university, one of the side things I used to do was actually computer work. I wasn't doing it as something that I think I will do a career in it. I was doing it as something I find it as a passion. Like you are this person who like computers, you're installing Windows here, you are connecting a simple network, but you're learning those things from YouTube, right? Like just how do I share movies to all people in a hostel via like a network? So you just go and search that, then you come and connect it. So I just knew a lot of simple things, Microsoft. I wasn't like a guru, but I was good in some of the things. So when I reached Nairobi, this specific cafe I went in, I found they had a lot of computers, about 15 computers, and about 7 of them were not working. Like they were all not working. So the few period I was there typing my CV, I noticed a lot of things on that cafe. And the next day, fast forward, I offered to help the owner of the cafe to fix some of his computers, installing Windows, setting him a network for printing because they were like moving around to print things and they had a very nice print. I told him I can fix those. And he was like, we're not employing right now. But I told him it's okay. I'm also not looking for a job. I just simply want to help you out for this. And then I move on because me, I'm doing welding somewhere. I was like, okay. So fast forward, after setting up those computers, before I turned, I found a lot of people looking at me like a guru. He's like, what is this guy doing? I'm installing stuff here, I'm changing Windows here, I'm just like connecting the printers. So the guy was so much excited because this was his first time to see this kind of things, you know. So fast forward, I kept there. The whole of 2019, I went there 2019, I think like in April. The whole of 2019, I'm at that cafe doing some simple work, like installing for people uh, Windows, you know, designing Photoshop, Illustrator. So those are things I just learned actually before on our campus. So I did those things. I wasn't doing any programming because I was also waiting to go to China. I had applied for a master's program in agriculture, and I was going to go to China for that master's. So I wasn't planning to stay around actually. So in 2020, COVID comes, right? COVID comes and the China thing goes, you know, I leave them aside. So I'm like, if I'm going to stay here, what am I going to do? I need something, you know, graphics was something I was doing easily. I wanted something that can exploit and bring all the capabilities I have. So when I landed actually on programming, I was searching online looking for everything. I know you guys must have searched online how to make money. They're like, you copy this link, go and paste it there, do this. You watch like 70 videos, hoping that you're going to get that one video that is going to help you make some money online without doing anything. I know most of us who have gone through that. They're like, you copy this link, then you'll find something, it will help you, share this link and get money. All those ones, I just went through them. They are scams. You don't have to do that. So I landed on programming and something clicked with me. It was challenging. I was like, this is something that I can actually do because I'm a person who like things which are like logical and challenging. So 2020 was the first time I stepped into writing my first HTML website. 2020, I know some of you might have, maybe 2020, you are not yet also in this career, or some of them that I've shared in this feed, people started 2018, others 2015. So 2020, I started my first journey of HTML. So fast forward, I was learning through YouTube. I was on YouTube gathering information. I know most of you have been on YouTube, how hard it is to learn from YouTube. I was on Udemy, getting those free courses on Udemy and everything, like everyone others do. So fast forward, I learned a lot of things ranging from PHP. And my aim at that time, by the way, my aim was to build something like Jumia. I was like, if I am able to build like a Jumia clone, I'm always been project-based, by the way. We're going to talk about that. But I was like, if I can build like a Jumia clone, that would be a success to me. And as I was learning from HTML, I built Jumia in like 100 ways because I would go HTML, CSS, and I get some point, I get stuck. So I'm like, how do I move? How do I make these things dynamic? Because you can't tell me these all southern products are coming from HTML. So I just go and search about that one. Then I changed to PHP. Then I continue until I went to React. Okay. So fast forward, I left Kenya after the COVID. That is in 2022. Yeah, I think 2022, I came back to Uganda. So I started a journey in Uganda after COVID. I was so broke, and the only thing I had was my laptop when I came back to Uganda. Only the laptop. And my plan was, since I have the knowledge now, a little bit in programming, my aim was to build a big company. Actually, it is still our dream to build the next Silicon Valley in Africa. That is our dream, okay? Like this place with elite engineers who are really, really building the infrastructure online. That is our dream, has always been from day one. So and the first thing I wanted was, how do I get the team? Because I need a team. Actually, we called it Team 100 developers that I wanted to start with. And I had no one, I had no money. The only thing I have is a dream and my laptop. So that time when I came back to Uganda, I first built a small website called JB Coding School. It is still there. If you search online and you search JB Coding School, you will learn, and it has some courses there. So, and I started doing the teaching, not just to teach. I was aiming at creating people who are like-minded or who I can actually use to build this dream of a big company. So I started just like getting individuals on cafes. I first went to Banda. Fast forward, I went to Banda. That's my starting place. And I was doing any work, graphics, teaching, Excel, anything. Because at the time I was just in a survival mode. I was doing almost everything. Teaching Excel, teaching what? Dreamweaver, I taught everything. Like any person whom I find and he wants information or to learn something, I could teach them. So as time grew and time goes on, I started getting some people, small gigs, like building systems for those students at campus. Chambogo specifically, I got someone who wanted a system. And actually it was life-changing, that system, because I was so bad off. But after doing that project, it was 500K. It was really nice for me. So fast forward, I start this Desishub company in 2023. 2023, I think, I started Desishub. And we were just with one guy. He's still around. He's called Irad. And I was with him. We are on the street. We don't have money. We struggle to eat lunch. But the only thing, as I've told you, is a dream. and I started Desishub to separate it from me because I had Desishub coding. It was JB coding school. I wanted to create something which is not me, something which is going to be there on its own. So I start with Irad, teaching him how to program and so on. So as I continue teaching, I get more students, and the purpose wasn't, as I told you, wasn't even money. Most of those people are on full bursary. Irad and others were just actually, we are all teaching them for free, most of them. The aim was, can you stick around? If you can feed yourself, stick around. I teach you all what I want to teach you so that you can help me, in tackling this. So as time went on, I started preparing. How am I going to create the content? Because in the future, I might be busy or I might have different classes. So I started the work of creating YouTube videos, not for YouTube, but actually a way of helping me in teaching. For example, if I'm teaching JavaScript loops or something, I create a video and I put there so that if they don't understand in class, I give them that video to supplement them. Like, I've already created that video. Go and watch it, rewatch it, so that So the YouTube wasn't just created just to give others. It was created based on to help me teach the classes I have. So fast forward, I started researching on how am I going to be able to grow. And as I've said, making projects, as someone said, is not enough. So one thing I always like doing in my other time, not programming, I always like reading about marketing. If you haven't read marketing or not putting much time in marketing, I think from this session, really invest 60 or 40% of your time doing marketing, because whether you have a shiny product, some of you might have even better apps, it doesn't matter. What matters is, can it be seen? Can it be used? Can it be accessed? And can people trust that that is going to solve them maybe their problem? So one thing I put in so much was really marketing. I learned how to market, how to speak, and it's one of the things I just teach at Desishub. We don't just teach only code. We teach actually how to monetize, how to speak in public, how to articulate things, because that is, I think, 60%. Not 40%, but 60%. Because if you can speak well, if you can sell, then you are most likely to make money. So what I did after learning this, what I discovered is that marketing is the biggest thing. And for developers and content creators, it is knowing how to sell, that is one, and to create content consistently. So the only thing you have to do is finding what works for which audience, and then capitalize on that and give it your best and constantly produce it in large quantities. So fast forward, I wasn't just like to give you an example, 1 year earlier, right now I have 13K subscribers, I think 13.7 subscribers. But 1 year ago, or 1.5 years ago, I had something like 500 subscribers, like even 300 subscribers. I wasn't anything. But consistently, I started with LinkedIn. So you don't have to post on all platforms. It might be extremely hard. You might need to concentrate in one place, like LinkedIn or YouTube or TikTok. Like nowadays, I'm trying to get into TikTok. However much it is hard for me because of time. But just find one place, okay? You're going to do your content. I'm not giving you any option or negotiations about creating content. That one is one thing. If you're a developer, you have to know that this is work of showbiz. Like, if you don't show up, no one is going to show up in your DM. That is it. Straightforward. So when I posted a lot on LinkedIn, what I would do is I would create a video. Let's say it is solving a particular problem. Let's say how to create dark mode in, Tailwind and Next.js. So what I would do, I would create a documentation in a carousel format, go post it on LinkedIn, like a summary of what I did on YouTube. I post it on LinkedIn, and then I put in a link taking to the YouTube. And then I post that in multiple groups, most especially for JavaScript, because you need people who are, if you are building something like PHP or Laravel, look for that community because they will relate with you so much. So I would just go in those TypeScript, JS groups, and I could post my videos there. So before I know it, this thing picks up. As because I was constantly creating them. If you go back on my LinkedIn and check back in those days, you're going to see I was creating really, really good documentations for different things. I could post and it links back to my YouTube. So slowly enough, my YouTube actually picked. I started creating now 1K, like I get like a 1K video and I'm so much excited. So one thing that I have always been with me in my things is consistency. Guys, note this in capital letters. Consistency. Like even if you are so good and you are inconsistent, there is no way you're going to succeed because consistency is so powerful. Then you might even be an average person, but over time, you might be very, very, very good because of just showing up every time. So as I was creating videos consistently every other time. So the only thing I was trying to do actually was which content is going to pick up. I was doing PHP, I was doing HTML, CSS. So the day I created a Next.js project, I think my one of the breakthrough applications was the invoice app that I created. And it blew up my mind. Like people wanted that, you know. So it is what I invested in more time to understand so well and go so deep and in creating, you know, that deep projects in Next.js and related, you know, stuff. So someone was asking about the projects. One, I've talked about showing up on social media, as I've said that. But how do you show up? You should show up as a person who is, how do you want to position yourself? Are you someone who is learning? You should position yourself on social media or online aiming at something, not just like showing up every day. You post random things or you post, you know, and scattered content. You need to have a niche and the reason why you are creating this. Are you trying to sell a product? Are you trying to attract developers? Are you trying to market yourself? And if you're marketing yourself, what are you marketing yourself as? As a good developer who want to be hired? As a founder? As how do you want to be recognized? And then everything you post must be related to how you want to be recognized. Every post matters, like consistency in your posting. Now, leveraging. By the way, this is one of our tagline, or it is leveraging technology. You need to leverage everything. For example, you might want to post about someone has, he said he has what? A farm management system. I think there's someone who said he has a farm management system. So for example, all the projects I've built, all of them that are successful, I've built them on YouTube. Okay? So how you leverage things, building like your whole entire project, and you did not share and you share for us, you know, the last picture or one post, that is not leveraging. You would use one project to actually leverage a lot and get even more things out of it. For example, you would choose the best parts of your project and you do them live, like on your YouTube channel or somewhere, or on your TikTok. You would build some parts of that system or even the whole entire system. You build it on live on like your TikTok or your YouTube, whichever channel you choose. Now, one, it will help you, whoever is going to watch, he's seeing actually you know how to build. Two, you would just also get some parts of the code you have written and share with other developers or share some concepts that you are actually learning that time. Three, you actually going to get potential people who have seen the system, how it works, and during all the time you are creating the content around it, you are actually marketing it. So at the end, by the time you finish it, people are interested even to actually access it. Three, you must have a live demo with you all the time. Like even day one, I create a product, I must get a link to that product. And like people check it every day. Most of the times, by the time I finish a series on YouTube, I have like 100 or 200 people who have already signed up, testing the app. And three, you must create a payable product out of it. So most of the times people create, I normally just calling it learning to drop out. Like most of us learn in that way. When you find someone just like learning without a clear vision why he's doing something, eventually you're going to drop out of coding. But if you are strategic and you know why you're learning this, most of if you want to make money out of this, you need to package and have a product. What do you sell? Are you, even if you are selling yourself, then you must have a portfolio that is actually selling you. If you are selling a product that you are building, you need to package it in a way that it can be bought. So like, for example, if I ask the person who is having farm management system, if I said, okay, right now, I want to see your product, send me the link and how much do you sell it? Where would I get everything? Do you have a demo video for that app? Do you have it ready deployed online? Do you have actually a payment link for it if someone wanted to buy it? And you should also not restrict yourself to selling people who are going to use it. For example, selling applications to people to use them. Africa, we are still, Africa is still like having a market that is not good in adopting these tools. So you might want actually to tap into some other markets like outside Africa, So is your product in position to be sold as either a SaaS or a software itself or as a product like a source code? Because I might actually have a client who wants a farm management system. Can I access your source code right now and I give you $200 and you just simply say, okay, the source code is there, modify it the way you want, and then you get the $200 fast. And you will find that most of these people are actually online who want to start from something, not free, like not from scratch. They want something that is already working and they can modify it. Like, for example, I'm a senior developer. I'm very sure if you give me that application, I'll figure out how to add on more features. So I will just say, do you take $100 or $50 and you give me that source code, I start from it. So there are a lot of parameters that I've learned and over time that has helped me to be successful. Now, to give you a context of how much I've sold online, you can actually just have a link with all the sales. All the sales are actually fetched from my backend Gumroad. They are all on the site. You can just go and see how many products. I have more than 36 or even like 40 products that I've created over time. And in all those products, I've generated around 15K and above, dollars. And that is like from only those products, like selling them, not customization and other things, So what I'm talking about, I know it is something I just do on a daily basis, So from that,
Just to interject
yeah,
a little
I
bit.
think,
Hmm.
yes.
So it is really good that you're talking about products. And I
Yep.
think maybe you're talking at a very high level somehow, because
Mm-hmm.
some of us, from the chat I saw, when you talked about doing the live coding and then sharing with people, there are people on the call who perhaps are just starting out. They don't
Yeah.
they don't know which particular domain to focus on, or they are now
Mm.
having a problem of these AI tools that
Yeah.
for some reason coding is now something they do in the dark because of course they don't want to show that it's not actually them developing the software, it's someone
Yeah.
else or it's some
Yeah.
tool, and then they bring
Yeah.
you the product the next morning and yeah, I actually finished it. So could we start from perhaps what domains should we focus on? Because the products you've mentioned, yeah, they're very good, very very diverse domains, but what areas, web, mobile, and where should I
Okay.
start from?
Okay.
And
Okay.
also,
Thank
how
you.
do I work with AI? Thank you.
Let me first hint on something you said, by the way, on AI. The first time when AI was released, I had a very tough time at the workplace. So, I have all these students I'm teaching code, and when AI came out and this whole thing of like writing code, everyone was worried. It's like, oh my God, like all the jobs are taken. There is no need of learning coding now. So in my first time, I did not even give it attention because I didn't think even it needs to be given attention at first. Because I told them straightforward, like when the calculators came, did the mathematicians really get worried? And like I was like, okay, I even betted and I gave them even an amount. Said, if you think like building a whole product is very easy with AI, if you have been making one app per month, if you make 5 apps or even like 3 times many apps, I will give you money. If you think AI, the coming of AI, like is going to help you build more, because you're saying that it can build a whole entire app, right? So if it is that so, then it should make you more rich. Like you should like build like I've built 20 templates in just 3 days. That would be a good thing on that side, thinking that way. But that is not the actual thing. The person who is using right now as a senior developer who have been
Sir,
building
I
this,
can't hear your voice.
you can't hear me?
No, we can hear you.
Can you be more near to the microphone?
Oh, okay. Let me just how is it now?
It is good.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay.
Yes,
I was
it is
saying
good now.
I was saying about the AI.
Yeah, we understand you dumbass.
Yes.
Why have you to say 2 times? Are you stupid? Are you retarded?
Because he's black.
Oh, he's making racism. You
You got spooked when you first see me when I parked. Take a shit.
Nigger! You fucking dumbass nigger. A what? Dumbass nigger. If you are going to answer one, I will do it. Who do you think you're talking to? I'm talking to someone that's being nigger.
Fuck my butt pussy, man.
Apologies for that. Apologies for that. Apologies for that. John, you can now
Yes.
proceed. I think we were attacked by some very funny people, but it's okay.
Yeah, I understand. Most of when you share the link to different places, that's what happens. Some people, they just want to come this day to do whatever they always do. Okay, so we are on to the fear. I know most of you who are here right now, you have that thinking of fear for AI, and I understand why you are fearing and the position you are looking at it. And it's just because you haven't learned enough to know what AI is incapable of. Sometimes, if you're just like starting to learn coding and AI is ahead of you, then you actually think there is no need of learning AI. But what I can tell you is in the journey of learning, AI, I think, can do maybe 30%, because most of the times you are going to understand that AI has a place and there are some limits it cannot exceed. To the person who is building live, you can just go on YouTube and see my series. I'm telling you what AI is capable of. So AI is good at helping you on small scale. You have some problem, it can help you with that. But when you talk about building an actual working application at a production level, AI hasn't even reached a quarter of reaching even to do that. Let me give you a context. Let's say you started by building an e-commerce. So if you give AI a command, you can try it right now, and you give AI a command like, you build me an e-commerce website, maybe you can put some features, like even only 3 features. First of all, it will generate some React code to some point, and it will give you some React code. You have not given it any context. You have not given it anything. It's going to first build something like really stupid, right? And like when you just like run it, you see it is having those gradients everywhere. You know how AI builds, even if it's like V0. It will just build like a front end and to generate like maybe 20 components to the maximum. First of all, you'll first hit the limit for the day. Even if you are on a pro plan and you continue generating more code, so you reach a scenario whereby you either understanding what is generating or you don't know what is generating, but you assume or you hope that it will work. So after it has worked, it reaches a point and it goes into illusion. And when it goes into illusion, you don't know how to move on. Like, how do you debug this bug for it to help it to go on? Or how do you reverse back? Like to the point where you understand so that you can build it on your own. Eventually, those people who build or tell to do vibe coding, you can build a basic to-do app, that is right. You can build a landing page, that is right. When it comes to a production grade application, let's think about an e-commerce, my friend. E-commerce can have like really, really deep, so much concept. AI will so get confused. The only place it can help you is when you're a senior developer. You are using AI to write for you utilities, simple things. Create for me a function that can implement cart, maybe add to cart or something. That's how you should use AI. But if you are thinking that AI can build any application of sort, it cannot. First of all, even if you try and force yourself to some level, it will write very bad code. Like it normally puts everything in one component or in two components. And what happens is like when a client tells you to add in more features, you do not even remember which AI you used to generate this code, or you do not even know how to proceed. Now, that is AI side, but I'm trying to just say that with AI, just know it can do less. Why you fear it right now is because you also know less. You haven't known so much that you know that AI is actually doing less. Because right now generating some code, is doing some stuff, you're like, oh my, like you are scared. But actually, to me, AI helps me just, as the way we use a calculator or use a documentation is how I use AI on a daily basis. That aside, you talked about which, you said which what? Was it which domain?
Yes, which
should you
domain?
focus on?
Yes, I'll start with.
Now,
so there's
yes,
AI.
this is a.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this is a very big problem, by the way, Roland. With these upcoming people who are learning, I think I wrote about it in my latest post on LinkedIn. Someone you find in 1 year, I believe even at this time I normally tell them, in 3 months, only 3 months, you should be able to do a full stack application if you are serious. That's the context. But I've seen so many people spending 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and they know everything. The guy is in AI, is in mobile app, he has done Kotlin, he has done React, Flutter, he has done PHP, Laravel, JavaScript, React, Manstack. Who does that? Like, what are you doing? You don't have. In fact, if I was going to advise, if you are not a senior developer at this point, you are starting out, you should not focus on the language. You should focus on two things. What do I want to get to? Like, eventually, do you want a job? I'm just going to give you a trick from this session. You can actually get a job so easily. Okay. I don't know if you have any job description. That's why I built this platform for Next.js coding, Next.js Academy. Instead of you struggling to learn a lot of languages, what I would say, do I want a job? Yes. What job do I want? Do I want to be a DevOps engineer? Like, how much money do I want? And even in what period? If I wanted to be a full stack engineer, I would start by looking at the job, not even I'm not starting from the language. I'm right now doing anything. But what I want to be is a full stack developer or a devs engineer who wants a job. Go to LinkedIn, go on the internet, do a search for some like 3 jobs or 4 jobs that you want. Full stack developer, maybe Laravel, any. Go and look at the list of the skills that they have listed. They have listed, want someone who is fluent in, maybe let's say Laravel. He should be knowing MySQL. He should be knowing, let's say, Docker or whatever. Like, they will list the things they want. Copy that job, go to AI, and just tell it that if I wanted this job, okay, in maybe to do it, what courses would I do to be able to do this job? And I'm having a timeline for only 1 month or even 2 months, like whichever period you think you want to dedicate. Let's say 3 months. 3 months, I've told AI is going to give you a number, and tell it also that give me 2 big projects that I can do that can clearly present the skills that are needed for this job. I'm not starting from any programming language. I'm starting from the job. This can be Golang, this can be Next, or anything. And after, dedicate your time, not any single time, on something else. Do not go whether they say AI, maybe machine learning. You don't have to. Simply focus on only this you have researched. The easy way, of course, if you wanted to build the fastest way to build a free application, I would, of course, recommend Next.js. But this can be Laravel or anything. Focus. Do your HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Laravel, build that application. And you have finished. You have the application, deploy the application, start writing for the job. As simple as that. If that is the route you are looking at. You find someone 2 years down the road, he has, he's scattered, he's learning everything on the internet, he's following everyone, but is nothing. That is not good at all. If you want to be an entrepreneur, like myself, I'm a person who believes I can't work for one person because I believe that I can share my knowledge and I go beyond. So I went to the entrepreneur route. Entrepreneur route, you need to know that it is more difficult because you have to do marketing, you have to do looking for clients, and so many other things. One thing you would do at this point, if you want to go this route, is getting yourself a mentor. If you know Roland is doing it, exactly what you want to become, then why spend more time doing other things instead of going to Roland and stay with him? If it even means like, if I just want to be like Roland, I simply just offer Roland to go and be with him, whether he wants me to pay him or because after all, you guys go to campus and spend a lot of money. So why don't you go and pay Roland, like even if you wanted like 3 million, and simply do what he does every day, and he teaches you everything he knows, and you becomes him. But what the route people, most of you choose is you go to campus, waste 3 years or 4 years to campus, like learning Java, blah, blah, and you come out, no concepts, you have grasps. I'm going to talk about the highlight of learning in a second. But you go to campus, learn a lot of basics. After 3 years, you have wasted a lot of time because you know at campus, you do study for 2 hours, rest the rest. I would say if you want to learn right now, one, start with the easiest route. Why would you go for Java? Someone convinces you that right now DevOps is the next thing, and then you go for learning AWS and what? Then you sign up for AWS, like you put in your credit card. You don't have even money to spend. Like me, I can spend some money if right now I'm having things on AWS. Some of my platforms are on AWS. I can just pay if a bill comes in. But now you should learn. I wrote about it somewhere. The stack you're choosing should be favorable to you. You might choose a stack that is fancy, but then it is too expensive to maintain for you. More especially if you are looking to sell off a prototype, like an application. Why are you building like for maybe a big infrastructure when you don't even have a user? Why don't you build it and it works? It is full stack, it has authentication, and then you demo your app. When they like it, now you can start thinking about other problems which will come later on. You are thinking of like scaling it so big. Scaling it to who? You have no users. So I can see times against us. I think like Roland, you can go through some other questions, or you can open the people to ask. I don't know so far. How is the session?
Okay, I think the session is good. How do you find the session so far, everyone? With those emojis, let's show John some love. How is the session going? Awesome, awesome, good. So I'll just ask a few more questions, just a few, and then I will, I think, open up for any questions from the audience. So I know you've covered quite a lot, so I'm looking for the questions that would be really good to kind of connect with what we've already shared. Okay, so I'm going to still lean back into the AI bit because I believe it's a problem that very many people, especially new developers, are struggling with. So what's your advice for a person that is starting out? How would you, I don't know if you mentioned this already, how do you see them working, or at what point do they need to start working with AI? I know it's very important for them to grasp the fundamentals, but how do they work with AI in such a way that it does not become that thing that's actually going to prevent them from learning? When we take away that Claude or GPT and we ask you to do something, or if you're in an interview, would you be able to share that you know about ABCD? And then also, from your own perspective, how do you see, what skills do we need to focus on now that, of course, AI is almost into everything? What are some of those skills that we need to focus on to remain relevant? Of course, we know that there are very many statistics, or there are very many people that have made research about how it would look like in 2027, 2030 with AI. So for you and what you think, or from your experience, what do you think we need to focus on as developers that would still keep us valuable and also allow us to continue to make money from what we are doing or the products that we're building? I think you can first answer those, then I'll share.
Thank you so much, Roland, for those questions. The first thing, actually, let's talk about the example of a calculator I brought in. If you understand, like from primary level, they don't allow you to use a calculator. And the reason is, if they make you use a calculator in primary, you're going to end up your head not thinking, right? So the same thing with AI. AI should only, in fact, you should only use AI to do something you know. If AI writes a function and you do not understand function, that is a time you should stop even not thinking about using AI. In fact, I think the basics you should be able to do is you can build a simple, at least a full stack application if you are looking at the full stack side of things. If you are doing front end, do you know HTML, CSS on your own? Leave alone AI. Before you go into AI, there are a lot of tutorials on YouTube that has no AI. Focus. That is not your time to actually use AI, because me, who have spent a lot of time now building things and I know them, I can enjoy AI. For you, you don't have that privilege. It is not your privilege to use AI right now, because the more you use AI, the more AI is going to replace you. Because literally it is the one which is doing the work, not you. So without AI, then you not exist. So do not learn what AI knows. So you have to first go ahead, learn HTML, learn CSS, all those things on your own until you know them. Let's say someone says, can you build a to-do app or a simple full stack app using JavaScript or PHP, whatever? And if you can't do it on your own, now AI can help you, because since I know it, AI can help me speed my work. But if you find you're using AI and whatever it is spitting out, you cannot even know, or what you don't know what it is doing, it is actually replacing you, because it is it is still seeing it smart. In fact, when you are still seeing it smart, you are still behind it. It is still leading you. That is one thing. The second thing, AI is now that AI is doing front end, is doing this one, what should we focus on? That is a good thing. AI should speed up your development, and AI should help you build a better application. For example, if you have been building a normal simple e-commerce, can you advance it to include AI? For example, I've seen so many people use AI to help them code instead of using AI in their applications. For example, AI integration is one of the biggest right now training thing. Do you know how to integrate like different SDKs for AI into your application? Not just using it to code. That is for people who don't know how to code, because they are getting this fancy of like, you write for me this. If you know right now and you are serious about learning, what you should focus on is to learn your fundamentals, learn the basics without using AI. After knowing things, now you're going to build an application. If you have your e-commerce or a point of sale application, and someone said, can you integrate AI so that it can give, for example, analysis or insights from the database, analytics? How would you do that? And that is going to be the biggest thing that developers are going to get in. Second thing, so I've talked about AI integration, a big one. You should look for that, like integrating AI, not using AI, but integrating AI. 2, right now, we are going to have a lot of companies. You see how companies were like, they are chasing away and they're using a lot of AI? Wait. In fact, we are going into a better place. Why? Quick enough, because if junior developers die, who will become senior developers that are going to be hired by these companies? Soon enough, they are going to be a surge for lack of senior developers, because the developers who are being scared right now and are not being given opportunities as entry positions in those companies, who later on become senior developers, are no longer there, or they have reduced, which will cause a problem, because senior developers will be few who can fix the problems AI is causing right now, because most of the code is being generated by AI. Soon enough, the companies will realize that now they have reached a point where they cannot, or AI cannot maintain itself, and they need people to maintain them. But then they did not give a chance to junior developers to come in. And we are in a point whereby we have no developers even when AI is there. So that is also coming. So you should prepare, and this is a time, I just wrote about that one also on LinkedIn. This is a better time to learn how to code. And everyone was scared, like, this is a better time, because as people are giving up, others are relying on AI, that is a time bomb. We are going to have many applications running for some good time, and then we are going to reach a point where we have a lot of the apps which can't be maintained, and they're looking for people who can clean the mess AI causes, like that messy code AI is right now producing. 3, AI is all copying the code that was written for centuries behind us. Like, simply is looking in all those GitHub repos. And that's why it is good at writing React. Like, React has so many people, and it can good writing at React code. How about Golang, about like other things? Like, you are going to find a problem whereby we have the same problems, because whose GitHub's the AI they are learning from GitHub repos from beginners. Like, that's why I normally look at the AI generates the code. I'm like, I can't use this code. Like, this is a raw performant code. It is using use effect everywhere, is the same pattern. But the question is, if the code they're using, they are copying it from all those repositories from beginners who are not yet actually good in writing good code, and if we don't get good developers right now, what will AI use after repeating itself and it has exhausted all the means? So, guys, this is the best time to actually be a serious senior developer, or you transform, concentrate, and become a developer. Have I answered your questions, Roland, so far?
Yes, you have answered my questions. I want to jump into my last question. and then we can open up maybe for 1 or 2 questions. So I think this question would help me summarize all the other questions I may have had for you. Could you share an example of that one student or developer that you've mentored that has grown significantly because of adopting that builder's mindset, building products? Because you mentioned from when you started right at Chambogo, you mentioned Banda, you wanted a way to build a team that would be able to help you out, and you mentored someone, videos. So who is that one person? Could you share about their story? And
okay. Let me share. I think right now, let me first give you a picture of what currently is at Desishub. Desishub, we currently have 4 teams. So we have the top team that is having three individuals. That is Colin. I think I don't know if I will share the links of their LinkedIn's. We have Colin, we have John, and Ian Caster. Those are like, if you look at on Desishub, they really post a lot on LinkedIn. Those are the top tier. Like if there was a top tier team I have, that is Desishub team 1. The team 1, that is like the top tier. Right now, they're working on a very huge system that we are having, the school management system that they are working on, right? So those 3, if I can give you the stories, Colin came when he was in senior 6. He had finished senior 6 and he did not know anything to do with computers whatsoever. Okay? So Colin, when he came, day 1, he had come just to pass time. You know how a parent could just, let you be going in some holiday, doing some things, not to waste time. So they brought Colin to me, and was this, the high school guy. He's stubborn and what. So I started just like mentoring this guy. I had already Irad. Irad right now is doing more of administrative work at Desishub. So Colin, what happens is, after a period of 3 months, I went to their parents and I told them, give me this kid. I know you are saying he's stubborn and what. You give me this kid for about only 2 months and you will see a change. So I mentored him every day and I was teaching him code. He said it was HTML, CSS, SAS, types, JavaScript, and we are building things together. And the more he was learning, the more he was seeing how good and beautiful this is. Like, all his behavior has changed. The person who was coming at work at 8, 9, this is a person I was giving tasks, now is coming at 7. He's waking up early in the morning to work. Fast forward, right now, he later on, of course, joined the campus. He's doing some campus, but spends most of the time at Desishub. Right now, he's a senior developer. If I talk about senior developer, it means he can literally build anything you want. He has built, I think I can share some of his work, like one project that he has built. He has so many. If you visit, I'm just going to give you one. I'll just give you 2 links. One is going to be for CodeMint. Okay. So first of all, if you just go to CodeMint, which is that link, so that is a marketplace that I built for those guys to post their projects. So when you create a project and you want to sell it, that is one place they post. But one of those projects, if you look down, there are so many projects there. But if one big project that he has been working on, that he entirely worked on himself alone, I think was, and he nailed it, was this one, the multi-vendor e-commerce. So that is a big platform that has made us some good money. Multi-vendor e-commerce platform, you all know it. You have different vendors. It has everything. Vendor management, product management, everything, file storage, authentication, authentication, with Google authentication, payments, and everything. So he has transformed from a person who was average to this person, like right now is a person like who is a top lead. Is the one who is doing team lead at Desishub right now. And now with those two guys, Castor and John. For John is the youngest of all in that team, and he's also a senior six leaver, right? Castor is a senior six leaver. So Colin invited Castor. They were friends. He was his OB, and he also joined. John, he was brought by his father. John, those are like the top 3 tiers. Now, to tell you the team two, they are working also on one of the government apps. I think one of the our first big project that we have with one institution, and it is for UNMU. And we are having already about 3K users in that application. And the people who are maintaining it is Desishub Team 2. So Team 2 have 4 guys. It has Jordan, it has Sam, it has Jaco, which is Waturo Richard. All those guys, you can just like check them, they are on LinkedIn. But it's like Team 2. So we have also Team 3 and Team 4, depending on how you come. So when you learn something, we put you in some team that you're going to be working with. And there is no any team that is wasting my time right now. You simply learn and start building. That's it. I get a project. My work right now as a founder is write documentations, teach them new languages, build harder things, and create an environment, mentoring them. Like if there's any concept that is very complex, I come in on the projector, break it down, create a starter kit or create a documentation for it, and that's it. Or create a video to clarify about it. We have really revolved from the past. We have moved from, Next.js 12, 13 to using right now complex like Honor for backend, building really. Right now, we are towards right now writing enterprise level code. We are going into using Golang. But I don't right now tell a person to go, you learn something hard. Like if I was you, I would just simply focus on building a simple product that works. Even if it's even local storage, it doesn't matter. As I've told you, simply build something. And there's someone who was asking, why should you even build products? There is no way you can convince me that you can drive a car minus you actually finding you driving. If I caught you red-handed, like driving, I'm like, wow, you guys, you know how to drive, but you can't convince me that you are going to tell me 1,000 words that you can drive well, and you have not been driving. Every project, even up to now, every project has its own challenges. And I enjoy building every day because the more challenges I meet, the more I become a better developer. Because I would say, I'm the founder of Desishub, I've mentored these guys, let them build. They fear me because the amount of time I used to build, I'm a person who dedicates every day 6 hours, solid 6 hours of coding every day. And I dedicate to writing blogs, articles, in addition to posting and other things. So I must be dangerous. Like I have to be the most feared. Like there, I can't just be like we are just like relaxing or something. Yes, Roland, back to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. I believe everything that has been shared, we've understood. For me, I've liked the analogy you've given of the person driving a car. Surely. If you say you know how to drive a car, you don't just talk. You go into the car and actually drive it. So as we now plan to wrap up, just a few more minutes, like about 10, and then we wrap up. I'll take only like 2 questions from the audience. Any 2 people that have questions that you think we've not touched on from the conversation, you can simply raise your hand. Going once. Okay. Yes. Okay, that's not your name, but I see Tabo. Over to you. Yes.
Thank you very much, Mr. John. Thank you very much for the submission that you've made. Okay, basically, I'm an electrical telecom engineer.
Okay.
I try out some coding, not that very well, but I think I'll be there.
Yeah.
So I would love to at least know the basic things that someone need because apparently I've shared in the comment section. I've said I was planning on to a project. With the project I wanted to do, it is more of like e-commerce, something like that. But I wanted to find the right person that I should touch on. So
Yeah.
I was asking if Mr. John
Yeah.
can be my mentor.
Yeah. Right now, as I've said, as you become more as a senior developer, I think one thing that you have to do is mentoring and making. As I've said, my dream is building as a big industry because as we split ourselves, like let's say Council Code is alone, JB is alone. I don't think we become very strong if we are separate. But we could make a big impact if we came together. And that is my principle. Like when I see any IT company, I don't see them as a competitor. I see them as people who are contributing. And I at one point I think we can actually join hands. Because my dream, as I said, is to build our own Silicon Valley. And every person, every developer I have at Desishub, the ones who have dropped out, but all of those ones I get, they don't leave. When you come, you learn, and then you're given a project. When there is money paid, you get your commission or you get part of the amount of money that you have contributed. And that's how we do it. But the most important thing, as I've said, that kills developers is lack of vision and dream. People join with this tendency of like, I need to get a money. You know, they have said the coding or software has money. You haven't figured out how, and for even 1 year or 2 years, even you don't actually know how. So as soon as you can get a mentor, let's say you look at Roland, you look at JB, you're like, what would be the path that would be easy for me to maybe build a viable product, like an MVP? I'm telling you, learning to code, it is not as complex as you think. Because as I've told you, at Desishub, we only give a maximum of 1 month to have learned HTML, CSS. Actually, we teach right now HTML, CSS, Tailwind. And after learning that, and then we do JavaScript. That is only the first month. You must be able to be good in those 4. JavaScript, you learn all the things you need to prepare you to do React. Then you start React. You don't need every React concept. You need the ones you're going to use to build the projects. And in other month, you should be able to spin up at least a basic application in Next.js and deploy it. In 3 months' time, this person should be able to be in position to make some money. The remaining part of the thing is mentoring you how you should actually put your own position yourself to make some money. Eventually, you get absorbed like in these systems. You start actually getting to know that what you know is less. You know, there's excitement stage when you learn like Next.js and you deploy an application and it has an authentication, you get excited. You go into another phase of starting to know how much you don't know. So you see things like Docker, things like deploying AWS, what? And then you started getting scared, but then at this point, you get into projects. You started working on so many projects that you can do an application while closing your eyes. I normally do it until it is boring. Like, I can build, how fast can you build a to-do app? Or how fast would I build a full stack application? You should be good that it is so boring that you can do this within a day. But if you said you are struggling, like what, then you haven't learned so well. And that's what we focus in. Before you move to other DevOps big things, we focus that you can build this until you are so good that it is so easy for you. And then later on, you start now working on projects. And in fact, at that point, don't jump into programming languages. At that point, simply learn that you are forced to learn another language to solve a problem you have right now. me to learn AWS, it was a problem when I was building my course platform. When I was building a course platform online, I wanted to use AWS for storage because I'm having GBs and GBs of videos that they can't just simply. And then I had to learn how to do CDN caching, streaming, and I had to use AWS. I had to use even other services. So you eventually, those things you look very far, like a mobile app, you will eventually learn it. Don't force it now. That you go and learn a mobile app development because you think is useful. It will go to waste. Learn what is needed right now. As you continue learning, you will be forced to learn the other thing. Because you can build an app, let's say a web application, and the owner can say, we want to move to a mobile app. And that is a good time you are going to learn while you are so focused. Because now that application is needed, you need to learn and deliver it. And that's how I've been doing it. I don't have to focus on like learn this new language. No. Right now I'm running Golang because of the type of applications I'm building right now. I need to expand to do high performance like banking apps, enterprise level applications. But at the beginning, you're working on simple SaaS with 1K, 2K users. Okay? Yes, Roland?
Okay, so thank you so much. Just one last question from you, Florence, and then we can wrap up. Mic check, Florence.
Okay, thank you so much, John and Roland. So I had a question. So as junior developers, we normally develop apps. We normally but what I have authority system, what and everyone has like built all that. So what outstanding stand out for us? Then another thing that after me building my product,
Mic check, Florence. Your network.
The
The network is not
how
so
do I
good.
come up with sorry?
Yeah, network wasn't good.
Network wasn't clear. We didn't get much of what you shared. I advise that perhaps you drop it in the chat, okay? So that we can pick it up before we conclude the session.
All right, let me drop it in the chat.
Okay. All right, guys. So we are going to wrap up. But before we do, I would like to just ask that you please take some time to follow John Baptist on LinkedIn. He has quite good content there, which I already mentioned when we started. He has a YouTube channel as well. You can follow him. Of course, we have on the call one of his mentees, Castor Dave. I see it's Castor Dave, but you mentioned he's called Ian, right? Ian Castor.
Yeah.
Yes. Very happy to have you on the call, Ian, and good to hear those amazing things you guys are doing. It's really inspiring. So for the rest of us, I hope you're very encouraged. We hope you are going to not just talk about the new tools that you've started learning, but this time, as you go into the new month, October, you're going to get very serious about building products. And of course, feel free to share these online. And he has also mentioned about marketing so that you can even get people to take on these products and get you the money. You know, when you mentioned the 500K, it seems little money, but you know, if you've built that project and someone is willing to pay you, it means a lot.
A lot.
Yeah. So just to remind you, in case you did not know, this has been put together by Kanzi Code Foundation. And Kanzi Code Foundation, we believe in getting many people skilled with relevant digital skills, of course, for them to be gainfully employed in the tech sector. So, of course, we reach out to very many people that are already developers in the field and we usually bring them on to mentor some of our students. So on the call, we have some of our students, some of our alumni, and also the general community. So very happy that you guys joined. We appreciate you joining us for this 1.5 hours, and I hope it was really beneficial to you. We have programs, of course, that are currently running, so I would encourage you to check out our website and feel free to apply for any of those programs. Our next program, of course, will be starting on the 27th of this month. Just to let you know, we are also very happy to partner very soon with Desishub and look at how best to help you guys join us get to receive his mentorship. Even before you join us, feel free through his LinkedIn to reach out to him and, of course, learn a lot from his posts, but then also reach out to him, via DM. So we believe that through his training, the apprenticeship, you'll get a lot more value and get yourself ready for opportunities. So check out our website, check out our LinkedIn and all the other platforms. Follow us. We'd be happy to help you get started on your journey. Now back to you.
Did she manage to put the question?
Oh, Florence, you haven't yet shared your question. Florence, please do share your question before we wrap up.
Me, I have just started and I'm on HTML. Which advice do you give me? That is Ayeva Ahmed. That is a right track. Simply you need something to keep you. Normally, as I said, normally the way people learn. Okay, what I did not tell you that I was also a teacher, like in high school. So I know the reason why I'm good at teaching is I think it's also a gift that I have. But one thing is you need to get someone, like I've said, it is very easy to drop out with coding. To my experience, I've received like thousands, even on my YouTube, on my courses, I have online, people know my dropout. And the reason why someone is a dropout is they don't have a good vision that keeps them pumped every other time. Like, why are you doing this? Why are you suffering right now? If you know that, you stick to the goals. But the problem that happens is that you learn when things get hard, you start looking for excuses and eventually get to them and then you quit. But if you're on HTML, what I would say is create a plan, a deadline. That I'm giving myself 1 month to have learned HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And what I would also take to Kanzu code, I think one thing that we are adopting as Desishub, currently right now we have a running bootcamp, actually. I think the learning model I'm trying to adopt right now is also this bootcamp-based learning, because sometimes most people, you keep them in check and also accountable somehow. Let me look at this question from Florence. We find out that we have the similar products as juniors. What outstanding products can we have to stand out and compete in the tech market? How do I set a good practice, maybe subscription fee, or the sale without overpricing or underpricing? Generally, thank you for the session. It has been very okay. I don't know if you just get time, go to my portfolio, scroll down to where there is projects. You see how many projects I have. But basically, the story behind, if you don't know what Zuckerberg did, he built a lot of projects that did not stand out, that did not even go through. But Facebook helped him. One project helped him. One thing, if you only build one product, it might not go through. You might not be lucky. But if you can build as many, one might actually be the one that you are looking for. I have had a lot of press, even videos, that has not worked, but others work. So what you eventually want to do is one, how do you stand out? How do we know that you are not like others? That's where marketing comes in. Like, for example, if Desishub, if I did not show up right now, even if I was the best teacher and you did not know me, how would you now enroll to my course or I be your mentor? You only become to me if you know me. So if your product is good enough as you proclaim, how do we know? That is the first thing. That means you need to simply show up in places they need you. If you are building a point of sale system, who are the most people who use it? How many demos do you have? How many videos have you created about it? Demoing how it works, how it is used. Like, it goes into more work than just like building a product and you sit there. Like, for example, we are getting also into a market of point of sale. But we are the kids in this field right now because people who are in the platform like the PesaPal and what, they have made a lot of demos. They have installed for many clients. They have proved to everyone that it works. So how are you going to compete with him? That means you should be able to know that one, content. If you created one product, I want you to sit on it and create content around it. So that one, you create SEO for it. Two, awareness for it. How it is unique. What are the challenges are you solving in the current one? And eventually, if you can get only one client, only one, then capitalize on that one and then you build on top of that. But otherwise, an average product, that's why Chinese are selling more. Not because they are the best, but because they know what they do. They know marketing. And that's why you buy their products. Yes, I think I've answered her question. I don't know.
Have you been answered, Florence? The thumbs up?
Yes, thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Great. So just to conclude our discussion, I would like you to give your parting shots, John Baptist. Maybe just some advice that you would want to share with the developers on the call. Some of them are starting out, some of them are already into the field. Any feedback, any advice, any guidance as they continue to pursue their careers?
Okay, thank you so much. First of all, I want to thank the Kanzu Code Foundation. Sometimes I be somehow busy with work, but this thing of really talking and advising, I really like it. And of recent, something I'm just like investing in my time to really talk to as many developers as possible. How I transformed from being really on zero to maintaining right now Desishub and even so on. It has been really transformative, and every single coin I've made it in this field. One thing I can say is don't be seasonal. Something you can write down. Don't be seasonal. I want you, if you just tell yourself that I'm going to dedicate 2 hours of learning every day, do it. And that's what separates me from all others. If I tell you I'm going to do something, I will do it. Like every day for all days. So that is one thing. Consistency beats talent, beats anything. So you need to be consistent. That is one thing. 2, find someone to hold you accountable. Some people, I normally tell them at workplace, people want to kill evidence. So he was starting to tell everyone that he's going to build some application, but he fears, what if he fails to actually produce the app? So you're fearing to be held or to be held accountable. Let's say you want to build a point of sale system or even a hospital management system. Day one, when you're going to start the project, you create a very good post on LinkedIn. Guys, I'm building a hospital management system in 1 week or even 1 month. Then for us, we are going to hold you accountable for this. What it means is you are going to fear like people, what are they going to say? And that is going to keep you really pumped, waking up to produce this. And that's why I do my projects, most of them on YouTube. Because people are going to hold you accountable, and even my team members hold me accountable. You need someone to hold you accountable. 3, if you can find yourself a team or a place you can be in, most of you go to cafes or go to places to code, and the people you are with, 7 of them are dropouts of code, others are anti-code, others they don't like coding at all, and they are pumping you with negatives only. Like, man, why are you hustling? Like, when will you be able to make even money out of this? Like, this thing doesn't work. You have been hustling for long, it has not worked. So you are with this circle with a lot of negativity, and there's no you're going to grow. Get yourself a team that you can actually have a good environment to learn. people you are suffering with, people you are growing with. So that's the council called the Desishub. There are so many other places. I don't say like you come to Desishub. No, find any other good place that you can find people who are minded like yours, and they are going to be keeping you motivated every day. One thing that my team members really benefit from me is the spark they receive every other time I talk to them. They cannot give up, even when things are extremely hard for them. Lastly, build it in public. If you can give yourself a task that I want to post every day on LinkedIn, maybe say we used to put 3 times a day sub. Sometimes right now I feel so pity for some of them who can't post. The reason is they are busy, buried in errors, bugs, building those production applications. And I'm telling guys, you have to post. Like JB, we are dying. We are in bugs. I normally tell them, share that. You know, share that. You have been dying with a bug. Share it with others. But posting is one thing that can make you more money. You just look at TikTokers. People are just on TikTok. Who doesn't follow Kasuku? Who doesn't follow what? They just like simply on the internet speaking whether what. How about you who is trying to solve the problems of the world? Put your mind out and let everyone hear what you have to say. Because not until you speak something, when you go to church, how do you behave? Are you the person who sits at the back? Anonymous guy? I normally talk about all those things in the mentorship session. When you go to church, how do you behave in those social corners? Do you have even a church? Start going to church. And when you go to church, join groups. Here there are problems. And you might get your next SaaS from that group. Right now, I'm working on a church management system that I was talking with our church secretary, and we just came up with this application. So always be in those circles, listen to them, and you be the person who is going to solve that problem. Sometimes you are looking at point of sale, the big system. No. The first simple app I built actually was for our church, Men's Guild. Right now it is still there working. We use it for meetings and everything. Go to those small circles. There is your family, like your family. There is one of my boys who have built for their clan. A clan tree, a clan what, something. Look for how you can participate and solve a unique, self-centered problem to you. It can be your uncle, your dad at home, anything. Create a small app that is centered on you solving a particular small problem. You'll find it so useful because, as I said, people have built now on YouTube. When you come to me and you're like, I'm a senior dev, I don't ask you your projects, by the way. You can show me, but what if they were generated by AI, as you said? So the simple task I give you is, I give you a unique problem, a very unique problem that is not on YouTube. And then you build it. And that's how you learn, actually. If that is the package I can give you, that is how I can summarize everything in this session. I hope that you found everything useful for you guys. And thank you so much, Roland and Council Code, for making this happen. And I really believe that you prepare as many sessions like these ones, even the live coding ones. Those ones, I like them. If you can prepare the live coding ones, guys, they know that's what I like most.
Okay, we have taken note of that. So we'll prepare a live coding session and invite everyone on the call to join us once again. So thank you so much for your time, John, and your wisdom, your knowledge, for sharing extensively about your experience, encouraging us to build in public. Someone mentioned that's the highlight from today's session, build in public. It's good that you, from your sharing, have mentioned, yes, we need to have someone to hold us accountable. And I'm very grateful that you have taken time to mentor other people. I have seen Caster Ian's content online. Caster, you're doing a good job, and the other people from Desishub. And of course, it really comes from the fact that your leader, your mentor, is doing that and quite a lot of it. So thank you so much, John Baptist. Thank you, everyone that showed up for this session. I really hope that it was very useful to you. You know, this is quite a lot that we've shared, but the one thing I would encourage all of us to do is take those tips there and turn them into actions. Do that one thing. He mentioned consistency. So we need to be very consistent. If it's starting that application, start it today. Build it. And why not tag him on LinkedIn so that he knows that from this session, this is what's happening, this is what I'm doing, right? So guys.
By the way, the session is also recorded. I think I will drop the link somewhere. I was also recording this side. So I know even Ryan must have been recording this.
Yeah.
But I know I'm just going to leave this sample one to rewatch. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. So guys, I wish you all a good night and hope to have you in the next session. So next week we'll be having our session on the same day, and I think I'll reveal this on our channels. But we'll be having another guest, and this particular person is into AI, and I think you already know this person. So why AI? From what he mentioned, it's a good tool, but if you start early, you're going to kill yourself. So how do we leverage AI? And I like what you mentioned, John Baptist. The key skills we need to focus on as we push forward in the years to come are you being able to understand and develop, basically be able to troubleshoot and be that senior developer that the world is going to need in the near future. You've talked about how the demand is going to shift, and I hope you guys are all excited about that. So thank you. I don't know how I should even stop thanking you, but I don't think I should stop thanking you. But thank you so much. This was really powerful, very beneficial. See you guys in the next session. Bye-bye, and God bless you all.
Bye.